Hello, welcome to episode 6 of Finite Element Analysis Laboratory by UniLearning. Today we are going to draw a 2D truss and analyze it using static structure module. For this purpose, double-click on the static structure module in the analysis system. It will create an analysis system here in the project schematic window. Currently name it to 2D truss bridge and press enter. After pressing enter, your 2D truss bridge name will appear here. Kindly go into the engineering data tab again. After going into the engineering data tab, you will see that by default structural steel material is selected. Now if you want to add multiple materials here, so you will go into the engineering data sources. When you click on it, 3 rows will appear. We have discussed these 3 rows in the previous episodes. Kindly scroll down here and select the general materials category. The following list will be updated automatically. Add multiple materials here such as stainless steel, titanium alloy, grey cast iron and copper alloy. After adding these materials, kindly click on this cross button. All of the materials that we have added will be added into this analysis system. Right click on the geometry and start new design modeler. It is a built-in CAD software of ANSYS, in which we will create a computer-aided design of a 2D truss. This window represents the new design modeler window. For this purpose, click on the XY plane and select the Look at Face command from here. Move from modeling window to sketching window. Take a line command and draw an arbitrary line starting from the x-axis and terminate it at an arbitrary angle here. Now again start a line from here and terminate it on the x-axis. Then again start a line and terminate it on the y-axis. Then repeat this process again from here to here, and then again draw a line and press and terminate it on the x-axis. After creating these lines, create the top horizontal lines like these. We are only modeling now a freehand sketch. Then select this point and this node here. Similarly, draw horizontal lines at the bottom of the truss from node to node. Then again start line from here and select this node. Then again from here to here. After drawing these lines, we will apply constraints to the model. In order to do so, go to the Constraints tab and select horizontal. Do not over constrain your model, because if you do so, when will you apply the dimensions, it will tell you that your model is over constrained. Only apply constraints that are not required. So we will have selected a constraint of horizontal and selected this line. As you can see that this line has become horizontal, and select this line. Both of these lines have become horizontal. The below lines are already horizontal, so we do not need to apply any horizontal command here. Now we will select parallel command and select this line and make it parallel to this line. Then again we select this line and make it parallel to this line. After making them parallel, kindly go to the constraints and click on this arrowhead, you will see an equal length command. Select it and select this line and this line. Both of these lines will become equal to each other. Then again select this line and this line. Now all of these three lines have become equal. After doing so, go to the Dimensions tab. A general command by default is selected. Currently select this node and this line. It will allow you to draw a vertical dimension. This dimension holder is named as L1. Similarly, go to the General tab and select this horizontal line only and place a dimension holder here. Then select the dimensions of angle from this window and select this line and this line. It will allow you to create an angle like this. Now we will apply dimensions. In order to apply dimensions, go to the details view and enter the angle here 120 degree. In H2 the dimension is 3.6. In L1 the dimension is 3.118. As you can see, our truss now has been successfully created. We will autofit the sketch and you can see that this truss is homogeneous. All of these elements are of equal length. By applying constraints, you just need to define 3 dimensions and the whole sketch will be oriented. Now, after doing so, kindly go into the Concept tab and select the Lines from Sketches command and click and select the XY plane. Click the plus sign here. After doing so, select the Sketch 1 tab and click Apply and Generate. Now, as I've told in many other episodes, that ANSYS deals in three bodies: line body, surface body, and solid body. Click on this line one part one body command and this plus sign and select line body. As you can see, our whole sketch has been highlighted. Now we have created a line body. A line body requires a cross section. When you click on this line body command under one part one body, you will see that a cross section is required, which is not selected. In order to define a cross section, we will go into the concept command and go to the cross section and select a circular cross section. We will enter the value 0.03 meters radius of the cross section. Then click on this line body command and select this cross section, and under which you can find the circular cross section that we have created, and then click generate. After generating, our cross section has been successfully assigned to our 2D truss. Close this window because our geometry has been completed. Now double click on the model tab to start the ANSYS mechanical module. The ANSYS mechanical module is used to define three things: the mesh, conditions, and the results that we want to obtain through this simulation. Now ANSYS mechanical window is starting and you can view the progress from the bottom left corner of the mesh window. As soon as it opens, we will progress further. As you can see, this window is loading because it is extracting the geometry that we have created in the ANSYS design model window into ANSYS mechanical window. Now you can see our 2D sketch for truss in this graphic window. Now click on this Z-axis. Now the 3D axis, 3D isometric view is converted into 2D view. I am using pan command to move the sketch slide a bit so that I will be able to see the edges. Now go into geometry, click this plus sign and click this line body. You can uh, you can see that this line body has been created. When you scroll down in its details, you will see material assignment. By default, there is structural steel. You can select any of these materials that you have added in the previous step by going into the engineering data. We will let it remain structural steel. You can select one by one each material and run the simulation for it. Now go into the mesh, right click on it, press generate mesh. The mesh will be generated throughout this geometry, which you can view by these dark points. Now go into the static structural module and right click on it and select insert fixed support. Now we have to select the geometry because it is highlighted and it's asking which geometry do you want to fix. So we will utilize these three cubes in order to select the required geometry. We want to apply the fixed support at this node only. So we will select the vertex cube, and when we go into the graphics window, it only this vertex will be highlighted. Select it. You can see this green color shows the selection and press apply. Our this end has been fixed. Now again go to the static structure, right click on it, go to insert and select displacement. Now select this node and press apply. The trusses when they are actually designed, one end of it is fixed and the other end is allowed to move in the X and Z direction. The reason behind it is that due to changes in the weather condition, the steel structure of truss expands and requires some allowance in the X and Z direction. Therefore, we will let the point node free at the X and Z direction, and we will enter 0 dimension on the Y component. The Y component is fixed and only X and Z component will move. After defining these two boundary conditions, we will insert forces. So go to the static structural module, insert and select force and select this node. Press apply. One vertex has been selected, and then convert this vector into components and in y direction enter a value of minus 10,000. Similarly, right click on the static structure module, go to insert and select force, select this node, press apply and change the defined by method into components and enter the magnitude to be minus 5,000. Similarly, you can define nodes forces at these 3 points But for now, we will only define forces at these two locations in the downward direction having magnitude respectively. After defining the boundary conditions, we will insert the required results that we want this model to solve. Now right-click on the solution, go to Insert, Deformation, Total. Then again go to the solution, Insert, Deformation, Directional. Right-click on it, rename it, and enter deformation along x-axis. Similarly, again go to the solution, Insert, Deformation, Directional, and rename it to deformation along y-axis and press enter. Change the axis orientation from below from x to y and then select solution, insert deformation directional again and rename it to deformation along z-axis and press enter and change the orientation from x to z-axis. Now go to solution again, insert prop uh, more force reaction and select the fixed support. Similarly, go to the solution, insert prop and moment reaction and select the fixed support again. After defining the required results, boundary conditions and the mesh, solve the model to obtain the required results. The model is solving and the progress can be viewed in the bottom left corner. Now our model has been solved and you can see the deformed shape of the 2D truss. Click on the total deformation. You can see that the total deformation under the specified loading scenario, the value is 0.0002806 meters, which is equal to 0.002 millimeters, which means that further load can be applied on this truss. Then go to the deformation along x. You can visualize its value along y. The magnitude is 0.000276, which shows that the y-axis deformation is contributing maximum in the total deformation. It is showing in the minimum direction because it is below the origin, that is why negative sign, and with respect to this scale, this value is negative, but the magnitude is equal to the total deformation. Similarly, in z-axis, there is no deformation because the truss has been drawn in a 2D plane, which is x and y. Like the force reaction, you can see the vector going upward because the forces are acting in the downward direction. Similarly, the moment. The model, we have successfully solved the model and explained the results. Now we will close this window and go into the ANSYS Workbench window. Our analysis system has been completely solved. Now, if you want to perform this analysis for another material, let's say titanium, what you will do, click this arrowhead and press duplicate. This will duplicate all of the entries that we have added in this analysis system to another analysis system. As you can see, ANSYS is busy because it is copying this analysis system and pasting it in the project schematic window. As you can see, this project schematic window has been opened and you can see the copy of the previous model here. Kindly rename it to 2D truss bridge. And which material? Titanium. And go into the model tab and double click on it. And this mechanical window is starting, where we just have to change the material by going to the geometry, clicking the plus sign and line body, scroll down in the details view and change the material assignment to titanium. Okay. Now we just have to click the solve button here. All the results have been previously added. All the boundary conditions have been previously defined. We just have to solve the model. Now we will view the results. This is the total deformation. The deformation along x, y, and z. This is the force reaction and the moment reaction vector. You can see this graphic window here. Similarly, you can perform this experiment for multiple materials. Kindly close this window from here, and then our analysis project has been completed. Now we will save this model by going into the file, main menu bar, file, save as, and you can save it anywhere you want to save your model. Now I am saving here. I am creating a folder under name 2D Truss Bridge episode 6. Press enter. After creating the folder, open it and name the project here 2D Truss and press save. The project has been saved. Now we will create its archive file. For this purpose, go into the file main menu bar, file, and select the archive button. Save the model as 2D Truss episode 5 6 and press save. Select all these checkboxes and press archive. Now the model has been archived into a single file which you can send it to your friends or your advisors. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, kindly comment below. I will try to answer them as soon as possible, and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much. See you again in the next episode. Bye.